friends, today we are making a snowman. Nope, no snow. We are making a DIY pallet wood snowman today, and I'm super excited about this project because it is a Christmas present for my mom. She'll be able to keep it out throughout the winter season. So let's get into it. Now you can use any type of wood you would prefer, but I have pallet wood on hand, so that is what I'm using. And pallet wood is pretty easy to get your hands on. Well, the pallets anyway. You'll have to take them apart and get the wood in a usable state. So I have some extra pickets from my picket fence in the front yard. So that's what I'm going to be using. It's already painted, so I'm actually a step ahead already, but this is what I had on hand and this is what I'm using. All right, folks, next up I want to talk about the tools and supplies needed to make this project. First off, if you are starting with a plain old pallet, you do need to deconstruct it. You just want the slats. So you're going to need either a pry bar or a hammer with a claw end on it, or some sort of a saw, like a reciprocating saw, to get those apart. You could just use a circular saw to cut them to the size that you want without removing any of the nails. So you want a 24-inch piece of wood. You actually need 3 of them because they're going to be fastened together like so. And this will be the base of our snowman. Alrighty. So you need another piece of scrap wood, approximately 8 to 9 inches long, to secure the 3 pallet boards together. So you're gonna have a board along the back securing them together. So you need at least 2 of those. And then you need a longer piece of wood, approximately 13 inches, as the brim of the hat. So it's going to actually go outside of the width of the snowman himself. You can use all scrap wood from the pallet. I just happen to have some of this craft wood. It's poplar and a little bit lighter, so this is what I'm going to use. But you don't have to purchase anything additional for this project in terms of wood. And I'm gonna pop up an inspiration picture, probably over here, just so you can see what inspired me to make this project. You do need some wood screws, and you need a drill and drill bits. You also need a tape measure and a pencil. And if you need to make additional cuts, you're going to need your circular saw. And I have my screwdriver heads for my drill so that I can get those wood screws. All right, in terms of additional supplies after the actual construction is done is completely up to you. You can use as much or as little as you want. I have paint on hand. I'm going to try to make as much as I can from the paint. If you choose to purchase additional items, that is perfectly acceptable, completely up to you as to how much you want to invest in this project. Let's get started. Okay, the dimensions of the snowman are 24 inches long by approximately 9 inches wide. This pallet wood is slightly more than 3 inches wide, so my snowman is actually going to be 10 inches wide. So we're going to measure the length of the snowman, which is 24 inches. And you do want to try to use pallet wood pieces that are relatively straight. I know sometimes they bow and it can make the snowman look a little funky. So just try to use straight pieces if you can. Okay, our boards are cut. Now we need to work on the strips that are going to hold the 3 boards together. So we're going to make them approximately 9 inches. I decided to go 14 inches for the brim of the hat. So I have my 3 boards here. We have our 9-inch strip. We're going to keep those fairly high and low on this snowman. And then the brim will go on the other side. Now we just need to secure those strips directly to the pallet wood. I start by drilling a pilot hole into the slat through the strip in each of the slats. This step was a lot of back and forth. I would drill one pilot hole, change out the bit for the screwdriver head, put the screw in, drill the next pilot hole, screw the screw in, drill the next pilot hole, and then put the screw in. And then I did the same thing on the other end. And you want to make sure that you're keeping them as even as possible, so I'm using a straight edge to make sure that the ends are even. We're going to paint a second coat of white on the snowman. I'm going to do the whole snowman white, and then I'll come back and do the hat black a little later. This strip has not had any paint yet, so let's get going. Editing Mary here. I was in the middle of editing this video and I realized that I now have 2 snowmen that are showing up, and I never let you know that I decided to make a second snowman. So from here forward, I'm going to reference 2 snowmen. Sorry about that, but let's keep moving. Now it's time to add the black. I'm painting the hat black and the strip that will be added to the hat to become the brim that will also be black. The paint has dried, and now it is time to attach the brim directly to the snowman. I had 2 pieces of scrap wood that were relatively a triangular shape, so I am painting those white. We're going to use those as the nose for the snowman. I didn't have any orange paint, so I am mixing red and yellow to make my own orange, and I'm painting the noses so they can be a carrot nose. This was for the carrot nose. I think I forgot to record that. I'm not sure, actually. The noses are painted orange, little different shapes, and I think this one's really cute. Actually, that was an accident. But the next thing I need to do is touch up the other snowman, the black on the other snowman's hat. There is this spot here that needed to be touched up. The screws. So this brim has already been adhered with screws, looking cute. It is now time to use the black paint to paint on eyes and a mouth. So I do have a very little paintbrush. We're gonna try and see how this goes. The paint has dried on the hat, so no worries about me touching the brim or anything. It's all dry. Now, I don't feel the need to make these perfect either, because usually you use rocks or coal or something for eyes and mouth, so they don't need to be perfect. It's time to attach the nose, so once again I'm going to pre-drill a hole and then use a wood screw to attach it. Alright, we got the nose on, and now we just need eyes and a mouth. We're going to see how we do on the mouth. Alright, so this was our inspiration piece, and I ended up getting this. It was 50% off, so $5 for a yard, and it's 44 inches wide. This was a yard long, so I just need to cut it to the right width or fold it. We'll see what happens there. Let's see how it looks. If I tack it on, yeah, I think so. Something like that. Hi guys, what do you think? Our snowmen are finished. Well, almost finished. I do need to put the hangers on the back, the hooks that we can add wire or twine to. Alright, so I put the scarf on by wrapping it all the way around, and I stapled it using my staple gun on each side and then in the front. And I did the same with the ribbon. So just started in the back, wrapped it around, and stapled it. One done. All right, I am here with our finished snowmen. Aren't they super cute? They're not perfect. I am not an artist. Not an artist. So you guys, I am sure, could do amazingly in putting their faces on and getting creative, maybe a little blush on the cheeks or a little sparkle in the eyes, but yep, nope, not me. All right, so I do want to talk about the costs of this project. I had all of the wood on hand, didn't have to purchase that. I did need wood screws. I needed the embellishments, the ribbon and the scarf. Actually, this one I had on hand, this one I had to purchase. Paint I did have on hand. I didn't have orange, so I made it from the red and yellow. The little decorations from the Dollar Tree. So $1.25 each, $5 for this package of cloth. So if you don't want to purchase anything additional, you could paint on the scarf, the nose. You could have painted it all on. You could have painted a red ribbon. You could have painted little holly leaves, little snowflakes on their hat. I could have done snowflakes and white on the hat. Back to, I am not an artist, so painting is not my thing. There are a bunch of ways you could have decorated the snowmen, and they all would have been equally wonderful. And if you do decide to make this project, I would love to hear from you. Have you share that on my Facebook or Instagram, and those links are in the description. And if I do get any submissions, I'd love to highlight them on the channel. Guys, that is going to do it for today. I really appreciate you watching. Good luck with this project, and I'll see you in the next video.